Hey, we're going to start soon.
Did you? Is this how you start? What happened with what happened with all the technology that we have?
I'll be back.
Hello, and welcome to another Monday afternoon here in the city or wherever you are. Welcome to Great Convos. I'm Roger, and that gentleman over there.
I'm Alexandre. How are you doing, Roger?
I am good. I want to give a shout out to all of our loyal listeners. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. Please give a shout out in the chat. Let us hear from you. Man, today is a crazy episode, Alex. I mean, we've had this episode before. We did talk about this back in what season was it, where we were talking about AI.
Yeah, we spoke about AI in season 1, episode 19, where we asked, is AI a friend or foe? Specifically when it comes to writing your speeches. Would you let AI write your speeches? But we came back to it a year later in season 3, episode 5, AI empowerment, exploring the transformative potential of AI tools. So it was more of a technical episode.
Yeah,
Roger,
yeah.
What do we want to talk about today?
Well, today it's all about the human aspect of it. We have been transforming our world with AI and the infusion of it all around us. And we're wondering, the question is, seeing that I'm the upgrade guy and you are the downgrade guy, is AI upgrading or downgrading us as humans?
Yeah, great question. We can wonder that. And I mean, this is the sort of question that we have asked throughout history, I think. Anytime that there is a big change in society, is this good or is this bad? Looking at what's going on now in the world with technology, with AI specifically, I'm thinking back to the first times when I watched Star Trek, specifically Star Trek: The Next Generation, and the characters talked to the computer and they communicated with people at long distances on the magical screen. And I was thinking, this technology is impossible. There's no way that you can talk to a computer and the computer will answer you intelligibly. And here we are. We can do that.
And here we are. And that's crazy is that you say Star Trek. I mean, there's been so many movies. I mean, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Back then, when they had the movie, you had the screen, somebody on the screen. I think it was a mother on the screen talking, or someone, one of those movies where we didn't think that was ever possible. But here we are. Now, when we talk about AI, none of us expected, or I would say none of us. I think we all saw it coming, especially the way in around the 2000s when a surge of new technology was coming in and the smartphones and everything else, we knew it was coming. But even as we saw it coming, the idea is that there was a time, and I'll say this outright, I thought, oh my God, we're losing ourselves as human beings because we're relying on AI and we're relying on this technology, and we're relying on the smartphones even more and more. And are we losing it from the perspective of us as human beings? But the more I thought about it, Alex, the more I started changing my tune when it came to that. In that, even though it has been wonderful to see the way our world has changed dramatically, and things are faster and you're getting instantaneous answers. Sometimes what it has also done is allowed us to see things in a different light. And that's how I've looked at it from that perspective. What about you?
Yeah, well, of course, any technology that makes life easier can be seen as a good thing. But we have to wonder if, well, I mean, I think it's self-evident that it's not all good. We are able to, with AI, I mean, we can just talk about one chat. Go back to the episode in season 3 if you want to have ideas for other ways to use AI. But if we look at just the large language models, the like ChatGPT, you can have a conversation with your computer. it helps us. We can feel like we've got a superpower because we've got all the answers at our fingerprints. It's like Google it, but 1,000 times faster and more effective. Hey, I use AI to help with things around the house. If I don't know how, if I want to fix a plumbing problem, before I call a plumber, I can ask AI. I can send a photo, and I'll get an idea of how to fix the problem. And yeah, a few years ago, without that tool, I remember trying to fix a plumbing problem, and it did not work, and I needed to call an expert.
That's not your specialty, my friend.
But with ChatGPT, much stronger and able to identify what's wrong with the plumbing at the moment, it was able to help me, and I save that much on expert problems. So we can fix things ourselves. We can go faster. As I said, it's like a superpower. We've got so much power. But Roger, if we struggle less in some instances, is it possible that we use AI to, because we get faster answers, we don't think about our problems or think to find our own solutions?
Yeah, you're right about that, and I understand that process. I mean, even when we were going to school, you had to learn how to figure out math questions in your head. You had to work through it, and it gave you an opportunity to truly use your brain to think. And it's just social skills, everything that we had to learn when we were pre-AI, and those skills that we learned helped us and developed our social skills. It developed our cognitive skills. It helped us to understand how to deal with problems on our own, right? So from that perspective, I love that I was, a 70s baby, grew up in the 70s, 80s, and the 90s, where you had to learn how to handle things from a different perspective right here. Yes, today's world, at your fingertips, you can get the answer that you need right away. You just explained when you're talking about plumbing. And the reality is that before, you would either try to learn how to do it on your own, or you had somebody who had the skill set to be able to come in and do it for you. Now you can do everything, whether it's on YouTube or AI tools that can walk you through it step by step very easily, just like that. Now, from that perspective, though, Alex, it's made our life a lot easier. It's made it so that we can handle things and get more things done in our day, or probably have more time for other things that are more important if we're able to use AI to get through something real quickly. Can we not say from that perspective?
Yeah. And you mentioned other uses. Look, I use AI to help in the kitchen, not to help clean up like Kathy wishes we could do. That will come later. I mean, everything is possible. I don't see why in a few years we won't have magical cleaning robots. But to help me prepare dinner, let's say in the past, in the old days, about 5 years ago, if I wanted to make a dinner with these ingredients, I would go find a recipe, and then you scroll, and then an hour later you find the recipe, but then you don't have all the ingredients, so it's like, oh, it's not going to be good. Now, I tell ChatGPT, here are the ingredients I have. Can you propose to me 3 different recipes? And it's going to do, okay, here are 3 things you could do. Oh, I like idea number 2. Give me the full recipe. And it's brilliant. So this is where it's an upgrade, because not only does it help me save time, but it makes me more effective in the kitchen. It's unfortunately not doing it for me, but maybe that's a good thing, because now with the amount of times that I've done this, I don't always go back to it to get recipes. I'm learning how to, I'm looking at the recipe and the way to do it. And by the way, it's learning how I like to read recipes. So it adjusts in real time. So it won't give all the details. And I'm learning how to use different spices and herbs, different ingredients. So now I'm, sometimes I don't always need it, but when I want to try something new, I can I can use it. So it's an upgrade in that sense. So I guess where I'm coming with this, Roger, is where is that the line?
The medium.
Yeah. So when it comes to helping the kitchen, I think it's a good like sous chef helping me create these recipes.
Right.
But maybe if I were to use it every day, then I would become dependent on it. And who knows? Maybe I am already a little dependent on it because I use it relatively often.
Well, we have a question here, and it goes with what you just said, and it's this: are we thinking less because of AI? Are we losing our human aspect, our human powers, our powers of using this given brain of ours? Or are we just now solely relying so much on AI? And while it has done so many good things, and we don't want to take away from that, this is the advancement. I mean, we started in the Stone Ages, and look where we are now today. So we have been advancing ever since. But is this that part of advancement that is now taking away from who we are?
Well, we don't even need to think about AI to begin to answer that question. Just a few years ago, before AI, you've got the answer. Oh, Google that. Like I recall, before Google that was a sentence. If we wondered about something like, oh, I wonder anything. I wonder if how many stars there are in our galaxy. Well, I don't know. And then we talk about something else. But then just a few years ago, we say, oh, let's find it out. Let's ask Google. Oh, there are, I don't know.
We used to go to the encyclopedias back then, right?
Right. We really wanted to know.
We took the time.
Yes, exactly.
And that stayed with you. But that stayed with you because it was right there. You had to take the time. And I think that's what it is back then. And again, keep in mind, to all of our listeners, we're not trying to say that it isn't good that we have AI. We're just wondering from the human perspective, have we lost out? We used to have to study it. We have to go and get a book and look at it. And that stayed with you.
Yeah.
That stayed with you. As opposed to now you can just go, it's a trillion of them. That's it. Okay. Off you go.
And then there's no big curiosity. I mean, I guess we could be more curious about things, but it in the context of a family dinner, it sort of ruins the flow of a conversation because suddenly we've got someone else coming in. So now, and this is just asking Google, but now with AI tools, it's even easier. I mean, we can ask Alexa or Siri, or are they going to answer now? Just to answer the question. I mean, sometimes we do have that, and we ask the question, or we want to know something, we can know right away. Roger, is it a good thing to have access to all the knowledge of the world instantly in your pocket right now?
Isn't that funny? We just got that question right here. Is it faster? Is faster always better? Right?
Yeah, because it used to be that if we had a question, it would remain a question. And we gather if we really want to know, we search for it. But now, even if we don't really want to know, we get the answer. Yeah, maybe we're doing it too much. Because then, to come back to the question of how many stars are there in the universe or in our galaxy, if we have the answer, we can't speculate. We can't have that conversation and wondering, especially with children who want to learn something. Do you think it's more than 1,000? Well, when you look at night at the stars, how many could you count? Oh, I don't know. I mean, that can give good.
That's a beautiful moment, though, right? It's a great conversation to have, right? Those are those moments, those tender moments as human beings that we have that type of a conversation rather than pulling out the phone. I mean, listen, I'll even go from a very personal perspective. You're sitting around the table. How many times do you see that the kids may have the phones out or whatever? You may have your phone there, and every time it rings or something comes up, you're constantly going to it instead of being present right there, right?
Yeah.
Right. So sometimes, I mean, even with myself, if I have the kids there, we'll take that away. Like move the phones, move everything so that we we start to get back to that human interaction,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah, that's a good point. And maybe if there's a question where you really need the answer,
Hmm.
think about this. Maybe you don't need the answer right away. You can wait until the end of the conversation and then follow up by email. Hey, you remember we had that question? I got it.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
that comment from Carl, who says in a friendly chat at a coffee shop, Google settles many small arguments very quickly. Hey, in some
Mm.
cases, maybe it's a good thing to have the answer right away. If you disagree on something and there's an argument, you can leave it at that, or you can find the answer right away. I think there are 100 billion stars. No, 101 billion stars. Well, let's see.
That's true, right? Again, this argument can go both ways in whether it's very useful or it's taking away from the human aspect of life.
Yeah.
I play the upgrade guy because I know that even as speakers, the tools that we have at our disposal is helps at times. Doesn't take away, because I would hope that people are not, and I know that they probably are, but that people are actually putting together their speeches or their presentations based on their knowledge or their feelings and their stories, rather than just shooting it into AI and say, do it.
Yeah.
Right? You hope that they are, that there's something that's in there that's thing. But does it upgrade it if you do have that? And I think there's the positive part of it. Hey, I've done this speech. I love what it has, but I want something to add. Like, can you add some more to this? Can you make it more powerful, more meaningful? And in that sense, yes, you might learn something that you didn't know, or you see something that, oh, I didn't know that's the way it could be said. Right? From that perspective, businesses, man, what can you say? AI has allowed us to see things beyond the stars from a business perspective. Many businesses run solely on AI right now.
Yeah. And what would you say? Older or more traditional businesses can use the power of AI to be more effective.
Mhm.
Here's a good question from Kathy, or a reflection about social media, because there's so much
Mhm.
misinformation on social media. Are wondering, are our learning models for AI going to also have that misinformation?
It's
We
a
can
good
say,
question.
hey, you'll find the answer on Google, Gemini, or ChatGPT, or the others. But
Mhm.
sometimes it's not the real or the correct answer. I'll give you a quick example. I was reading a book,
Mhm.
and there was with my kids, and there was one word that I was pronouncing in a certain way, not pronouncing the end letters, and we started wondering, am I saying it right? So I asked
Mhm.
ChatGPT, and it told us, no, you need to pronounce those letters. They are not silent. Oh, really?
Mm.
And I wrote, are you sure about that? I've never pronounced it. And then the answer was, oh no, wait, you're right. I was wrong. You don't pronounce it. And it's like,
Mm.
wait a minute. What are the sources for what you're saying? Then it gives me sources, and then I look at the sources, and the sources are proving the opposite point. So it was so strange to have that weird conversation with ChatGPT, demonstrating that it oftentimes does not have the right answer, and it just tells you what you want to know. So as
Mhm.
Kathy says, this is how we are training AI models, or some AI models are just there to
Right.
say what you want to hear. So it becomes like a yes man or a yes robot, which
So I
isn't
got
good.
three questions here, Alex. I
Yeah.
got three questions. We can both go through it real quickly here. But the first one, do you think AI will reduce creativity long term?
Uh, wow. Long term.
I don't
Okay.
know if it will, but it depends on which way this person is asking this
Mhm.
question. Because from one perspective, I don't think it will. I think it will keep creating better and more elaborate things for us to see in the future. I think there's an opportunity for with AI to go beyond even the stars and imagine things that we never even thought possible. So from that perspective, I don't think so. But from the human perspective, maybe we'll be losing out on those creative portions of who we are,
Yeah, I think you're
right?
right. It doesn't. It it's almost like it creates more creativity that can be created creatively by the AI, but
Well,
it
that's
might
good.
be.
That was good. That was good. I
I
like
wasn't
that.
sure about that, but will humans? I think the question is, will humans be less creative? And I think, in a
Hmm.
certain sense, yes. Although,
Yeah.
in other senses, no. I mean, we are so many billions of humans in the world. This will sound a little strange. Not everybody needs to be creative all the time,
Yeah.
but those who are extremely creative will continue. Look, Roger, I showed you a new musical group called Angine de Poitrine. I'll just write it here if anybody wants to check it out. This is the example. This is a great example of what humans can still create. There's no way that AI would have created this. This is like the future of music. If you want to check it out, it is mind-blowingly weird and
Put it back up in case anybody
creative.
wants to. Just put the name up there still for a little bit,
If you
right?
do a search
Now,
in
Alex,
YouTube,
I know that we're running behind right now. We're over time, but I got these two quick questions. Would you pay for AI tools? I think the answer for me is yes.
yes.
Yes. Okay. That's from Arthur. And then we have the last question that I have here. Are we becoming dependent without realizing it?
Probably in certain ways, yeah.
Certain things? Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
say
I
so
mean,
too.
I try not to be, but I will find myself searching for something when I don't even need to search or when I could find the answer
Mm.
myself. I see maybe more in the next generation, the younger generation, depending
Yes.
so much on AI that
Solely.
they don't know how to write anymore. They don't know how to create a sentence. And
That's it.
I get an email written by someone, and it's like, you did not write this. I know how you talk. You didn't write this.
I
And
know exactly right.
so I think there is that danger of becoming dependent. And who like the example of email is a perfect one because I might get an answer, an email written by AI. Yeah, maybe a human sent it to me, but it was generated by AI. And maybe I have an AI tool that can respond automatically using AI and what I feed into my engine or my
Mhm,
AI assistant. So what does that mean? It means that I might we might have two robots talking to each other.
mhm,
And why are we losing that human element? Am I going to sell
mhm.
something to an AI from an AI?
Right.
Great questions. Yeah, maybe we are
Great
becoming
questions. We have
dependent.
come up to the end. Alex, do you have any last words? Here's a good one just to end it off, and then I'll let you close the show. Do you think the future generation will think differently? And I would say that we're already seeing some great things from our future generation in how they are using technology to benefit and to be positive in the world and moving it forward. But I'm also thinking that the critical thinking might be diminishing from that human perspective because they're going to rely too heavily on AI.
That's right. So maybe the real question isn't what do you think what will happen, but maybe the question is to put the power back into our hands, the
Mhm.
human power, not just the tools that we can use at our fingerprints. The real
Right.
question might be is how we choose to use AI.
Yeah.
Roger, I'll end with this. Whether you agree or disagree, you can always find great convos.
Hope to see you soon. Take
Bye
care.
bye.